Hello everyone, I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse as all of you may know me, here with us on the Hylian Gamescast, episode 62, Zelda Mailbag, where we're going to be answering all of your Zelda or Nintendo question. You can leave your questions in the comments below to have them answered, but joining us, answering all of your questions, is Ilya beside me, Jacob above me, and diagonal is...
no one else.
is Daniel.
Yeah, we don't talk about the guy. Yeah, we don't talk about the guy.
So, if you want to have your question guaranteed to be featured on the show, you can head to patreon.com/GameOverJesse. Just like Jacob, Michael, Elmer, Vortex, Gus, Justin, That One Pancake, Cave Time 15, Monica, Casey, Link Use the Triforce, Megan, Lunarium, Robbie, Shadow to Us, Rusty, and Lovable Christy. I'm sure some of those aren't actually Patreons anymore. I just need to update it. Anyways, yeah, if you want your question guaranteed to be featured on the show and to have it like the actual title of the Zelda Mailbag, you can head there, support the channel, and get other awesome stuff. So,
We got some super chats in here, Jesse.
oh, nice.
Wow.
Just Cliff, our good friend Cliff, he says, at the end of the rap, Jacob must sing the Poke Rap.
Dude, I don't even know that.
I don't either.
I don't even know this.
The only
man.
part
I'm
I
not singing the Poke Rap.
The part that always sticks in my head in the Poke Rap is when he goes, Charmeleon! War Turtle!
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why, that's always...
And then a little bit after that is Armonite.
It's hilarious. And also, the man / Boy Cave also donates $9.99.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, guys.
If you have a question,
Namaste.
the Man Boy Cave, post it and we'll answer it.
Yeah.
So,
Please.
Ilya, do you want to pick the
Gotta
first
catch 'em all,
question?
gotta catch 'em all. Yes, I actually picked one already.
Sweet.
Good.
So, Mr. Whale asks, I know I can't watch the podcast, but which postman is your favorite? My favorite is the Twilight Princess postman because he makes the funniest face.
Oh!
And the music is great. The music for the theme, the postman's theme is so adorable and funny. But his outfit is disturbing. It's really short.
It
short.
right.
It gives me nightmares. It looks like a rejected male cheerleader, to be honest. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. It's like
Okay,
if
Dad.
Goob. It's like if
accurate.
Goob from Miss Meet the Robinsons grew up to be a postman.
Yeah, basically.
Oh dear.
Which is your favorite postman?
Majora's Mask's postman. Actually, no, you know what? No, wait, hang on.
Oh,
I like him, but
he works hard.
okay, no, he's still my favorite. I do enjoy Majora's Mask postman. He's a hard worker, and he's got a really, actually, like a really nice character arc where he struggles with like where he's gotta leave and stuff. The whole side quest with him is really strange, but really fun. I really enjoyed that. I was thinking for a moment the postman in not Spirit Tracks, in Phantom Hourglass is my least favorite because he shows up, he's like, "You've got mail, buddy," rips it open, reads it to you, and he's like, "Oh, okay," and then he just takes off, and you don't even get to keep it. So, Rude, ROOD, definitely least favorite postman. But the one in Spirit Tracks is almost the exact same, except he actually gives you the letter and doesn't read it, which is far preferred, especially when it tells you like exactly where you need to go in the game, and you can check on it if you forget. But if he reads it and leaves and doesn't give you the mail, then you can't check, so you don't know where you're supposed to go. If you forget, that is. If you,
That's messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet works, but you can use the internet, but still.
My
Don't trust.
My favorite postman is trick answer, Link in Skyward Sword, because he delivers a letter to someone and he has a choice. He can either haunt someone for the rest of their life, or he can cause like a relationship to break up, I think.
There's so
It
many
never even
games
started.
in which he gets a letter to deliver, though.
What?
There are lots of games where Link gets letters to deliver.
Yeah, but
He sorts them in the Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's way more of a postman than Skyward Sword Link.
That game stresses me out.
Yeah.
That one? Oh,
Not
yeah.
Wind Waker overall. The post
The
game.
postman. Yeah, where you're sorting it, and it's the. And then you like some. And the thing is that when you miss that, the letter falls on the floor, like it bounces and it falls on the floor. No one picks it up, so someone is just losing mail.
That's so dumb.
That's terrible. That's
By the way,
Sense.
wait, no, I just lost my train of thought. Never mind.
So go on, Jesse. You can haunt someone.
Yeah, like you get to like give payback to the bully, and like you, which one is it where they get the relationship? Like the not the bully, but like the actual good guy that's like
Pivot
he's my favorite, the mentor for Link.
Pipit.
Pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot.
So like
I haven't even played the game. How do I?
yeah, like
because of reasons.
he gets
Because
the
I've watched the
relationship
Let's
or something
Plays.
like that. When it came time to do that in the game, I stopped playing because I didn't know what to do and I didn't want to look up spoilers online. So I was like, I don't know which one's the right one. It might be a trick. What do I do? Yeah. All right.
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
Who's your postman of choice?
Yeah.
Super
Who's
Saiyan 3
my
Goku.
postman?
Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
No, he's not a postman.
Breath of the Wild Link.
I was gonna say Karl Malone for the Utah Jazz. He's the best postman ever.
Skyward Sword Link.
Basketball references. Just kidding.
What?
Probably Majora's Mask.
Majora's
Majora's
Mask?
Mask.
Yeah, because he has a strict schedule.
Because of his arc, his story arc, it makes so
Yeah.
much sense. Like,
He gives you a
not going
hat.
Tight pants for Jack cheerleader in Twilight Princess. No, he's interesting and funny, but no, I'm gonna go with
And he goes,
Majora's
"Yeah."
Mask because people complain. I'm going to go down a little rabbit hole. People complain about the story in Breath of the Wild because you had to find it. That's what made it interesting. It's in the wild. You have to go find it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Story, which made it interesting because, like you said, with Majora's Mask, you can blow through the entire story and be like, "Oh, I can beat the game." You do the side quests, and like what you did in Breath of the Wild, you get a story which is really compelling. Not as compelling as a story. It is a story. Every character has a story, which is why I think the Postman in Majora's Mask is the better Postman overall to type games. So.
And he
That's
goes,
my
"Yeah."
little-
So
The voice clips in Zelda always crack me up. I don't know why.
there was a question
There are a
that I
lot of them.
had that was interesting, but Manboy Cave asked a question, I believe.
Yes.
He was the one that donated the $9.99.
I put it
Tingle.
in the Google Doc,
Okay.
and I highlighted it, so we have to ask it. We have to.
Alright. Also, I put the questions at the top of the doc for the ones that were from Discord, the new ones, so they're at the top.
Oh.
Cool.
Wait,
Do you want me
DJ
to read it?
Denny
I've got it in front of me.
highlighted. What do you mean?
Do you want me to read it? I've got it right in front of me.
But that's not the $9.99 guy.
What? Nah.
Nah.
You have DJ Danny.
Sure that guy?
What? I didn't do that.
It's
No,
not
not
here.
that one. Scroll down, Jesse. Gosh.
Where?
What's that?
Anyways, I'll just read it.
Okay.
the man / boy cave who donated. Thank you, sir.
I don't even see
Asked.
it.
Thanks for answering my question last week about the Champion DLC. My question this week is in the same vein. Whose story would you want to play during the rise of Calamity Ganon? So 100 years before. Tingle, Link, Imp. Why'd you say Tingle? Tingle, Linkle, Impa, though we know where she ends up. Maybe the Minish? Okay. You know what? It would be really cool to see a young Impa, like how almost similar to how she is in like Skyward Sword, like young ninja Sheikah Impa, and play like she wasn't always an old lady. She's old when you meet her in Breath of the Wild, but to see 100 years ago a younger Impa and do some crazy ninja stuff, I'm all about that. That would be
Or-
great.
She could do that magic potion stuff that the one girl at the Akala Tech Lab did, where she like turned into a young kid.
But if it's 100 years before,
Was it Pura?
it is, yeah.
Pura.
Yeah,
Pura? I would
but
say
I'm
Pura.
saying like in the present,
I say
she
both
could
ways.
do it
Pura.
and then be young, and then like you could play as her in the present at the same age, or you could just do it in the past.
But then she'd be a child because it didn't work.
I don't know.
That's true.
I'm just trying to think of options.
But I think specifically it was like during the rise of the climate, so specifically 100 years before Breath of the Wild. So I guess would this be before he awakens and sort of like going with the champions and everything, or after he awakens, everything goes to hell, Link's defeated and in the Shrine of Resurrection, and we have a game that takes place in that, starting there, you know?
I would say like throughout the memories is what he means.
Okay.
Which is what everyone wanted, like a
Yeah.
game where you could play through the old memories.
I think I would definitely not want a character that was there then. So if that's the case, it's following a story that's already set. Set it from a side angle, not Link or the champions or Zelda, but someone else. So we get a different side of that story during that time. I think it would just be more interesting for me. But I like to, you know, do things like that. So sorry, guys.
So he gave
Someone
Tingle
else.
as an option?
Yes.
That's Tingle.
No.
Okay, no. Tingle had to do something amazing to get an island named after him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Really just
I imagined it was an ancient Tingle and he paid someone to tell his story for generations, and it got big and they eventually named the island.
No, it was probably
That's how I
because
interpret
like
it.
he.
Or it's an island they banished people to.
Well-
Like he was the first one they banished there.
No, so he always made maps, right? So he actually at one point was probably useful. So because of his great map making skills, maybe they named an island that he discovered and put on the map after him. Because the island is like off of Hyrule a little bit. It's
Or
not.
he discovered it because he's a map person. He's a cartographer.
So he named it?
So he names it
Yeah.
after him.
That's the adventure that I would want to play, or I have like a pseudo theory about the mask salesman in Breath of the Wild. What if he is not just a mask salesman, but a happy mask salesman? Because I think we heard something about like a monster or something got to him or something like that. Like something, there's a story somewhere where like something bad happened to him, or like someone was afraid that something bad was going to happen to him. And my thought is because we see the Happy Mask Salesman in the Oracle games, like hundreds of years after OOT and MM, so I don't know why I called it that. So if it is the same mask salesman, then, and like he is this weird figure, that deity type person everyone thinks he is, what if he came across that person and like they were like mortally wounded or whatever, and then he's basically wearing that person's mask, and that's why he's now selling masks from all of the stuff. Because while Breath of the Wild doesn't have the happy mask salesman, it does have a happy mask salesman. So that's just a thought. Anyways, Jacob, you had your finger up. I'm sorry,
Yes.
but now Ilya has her
to
finger.
clarify what-
You go, Jacob.
Yeah.
Come on, Biff.
What Mandalay Cave said. He said after, like during the fall.
Yeah, he
Oh,
clarified
after.
his question.
Still Tingle.
Yeah, he said during the fall
They were gonna make a
I-
Tingle horror game.
when they're fleeing.
I think this
Yeah.
could be a Tingle horror game. Tingle running
I
away
think-
from the Guardians and Ganon,
I
scared
think
to
my
death.
answer stays the same
Yeah.
still too though. Like some like Impa. We see briefly in that like one of the final memories, the cutscene where two Sheikah kind of go and Zelda tells them to take Link to the Shrine of Resurrection. And so that could be a really interesting launching point. You start the game there. Your first tutorial, you got to get Link from there to bring him to the Shrine of Resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be real neat. And then the whole game, because you're Sheikah, you got to kind of more sneak around. You can't be overtly offensive like Link is.
Be like the one shrine or tribe. What was it? The hideout? The Yiga hideout? Yeah.
You got
Yiga hideout.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Jacob, do you want to go and do yours?
My question or just my answer for?
Well, you give your answer and then you can take your question.
It's gonna be in the Zelda Mailbag because I found two that were interesting, but I can only pick one, which sucks. My answer for that one would be Impa, obviously, but I want to find out because about talking about what happened to Citadel. Like, I want to know like what happened if Impa played a part in that.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Story.
Have you seen Zeltic? Made a really good video that went up last week. Yeah, a really good video. I recommend anyone else, like after we're done, stay and watch with us. And then after that, go check out Zeltic's video about the Akala Citadel. It is fantastic. It is one of his best. Sorry, Jacob, to interrupt, but
Yeah.
I'm glad someone said that as well, because like I would love to see that. So now we're talking about this and like, man, what they brought up, it makes so much sense to like make something about that. Like I would love to see that, and then like what Jesse said about like taking Link, like Sheikah taking Link to try and resurrection, and then jump to the battle.
That wasn't me. That was one of them.
oops, that was me.
Oh,
But
oh,
yes, it's okay.
One day, and I've been doing school, and I got a long day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
so sorry. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I think that would be nice.
All
And
right.
then
We got 2 questions left.
after that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick which one.
It's you and then Daniel.
Okay.
And also, I say Impa too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Impa.
So
I forgot about another person. Like, who's this other person?
Did we
I
skip
mean,
you?
I don't really have
Or-
much to say other than Impa, and I'd want to see that interaction when Zelda's telling her, when he comes out of this, tell him this. When he comes out of it, give him the tunic. When he did, you know, what did she actually say? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Ooh, I got 2 really good ones. Look at this.
What you got?
Clip
Thank
from
you
the
so much.
mailbag.
Oh.
This one. He's gonna say favorite moment in Skyward Sword, because I don't think we ever talked about this, to be honest. But I like the idea of favorite moments because I don't think we ever talked about it. So,
Such a good.
my favorite moment in Skyward Sword. Dang. Yes, good grief. So many great moments in that game.
Hmm.
I know Miss is gonna say this as well, because if she was on this and she got this question, she's gonna say it, and this is mine as well. Basically, they're gonna read like if he's gonna stay and help build what would become the Kingdom of Hyrule, like that defining moment, like maybe Link and Zelda had. And then, like they would probably have a love history afterwards, which makes sense for that game only. But it also defines like where that game. This is where Hyrule started. Happens, which is amazing. I think it because there's so many great moments in that game. I think that is the best moment. You see right then and there that Link and Zelda help build. He's got a remote. And I'm scared.
No.
Nice Wii remote, Jesse.
So yeah,
Wait a remote.
it doesn't have a back. I don't know. Yeah. So I
That's
guess
my favorite.
mine's gonna be super quick.
Hmm?
The moment, like a few minutes into the game, when it's like Zelda singing and Link comes up to her and then they talk, and then there's the scene where the dad comes in and like mentions, oh, you gotta get ready for the thing, and it's like, but his left wing's missing. So that scene, like the way it's set up, where like, you know, it's the same thing that always happens with Link getting out of bed, and then you have to like help with the barrels and stuff. Stritch or whatever his name is, and then is his name Stritch?
Yeah.
It's the weakling. No, before he becomes buff.
Yeah.
Not buff. Yeah.
Okay. Why isn't it? That's not a bird, is it? Stritch?
No,
Is it Stretch?
It's
No, wait. Stretch is the bug guy, isn't he?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
oh
they
yeah,
have to be
Stritch is
named
the bug
after
guy.
Bug, or they have to be named after.
ostrich.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh wait,
Alright.
Stritch is the bug guy, but who's his friends?
Okay, so
Because Colin and Stritch were the were Groose's lackeys, but yeah, no, the guy, the push-ups guy, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and he gives you the
Oh.
adventure pouch.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Stritch.
It's not a tip. It's not.
Is it not
No,
Stritch?
Stritch is one of the
Okay,
bullies.
Stritch is the bully. Though the bug guy is Stritch. He's obsessed with
I
bugs.
can't remember who his friend was.
Someone.
Like the one that, it's not Fado. It wouldn't be. No, it's not Fado.
Fledge.
I really had a Fado.
His name's Fledge.
Flinch?
Fledge. Fledge.
Ledge.
Yeah. So,
Ah.
alright. So, yeah. Link gets out of bed, like Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. Wind Waker, he's not in a bed. but
But he
he
does
could,
wake up.
he could literally, like, roll off and die. In Wind Waker. His sister saved his life. So,
Ultimate comfort.
yeah. So, with Skyward Sword, he wakes up like normal from a nightmare, and then it's a letter from Zelda, and it's like, hey, come, blah, 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 and then you go there, the music starts playing, the music gives you the overall tone of the game, because it's Zelda singing, it's the live orchestra, it's a really good song. And then you start reading, and it's like, oh, Zelda and Link are like best friends. We haven't had that since like maybe Minish Cap, but then it's like 2D and it's rushed, so you don't really get the sense of friendship. It's just her coming, being like, hey, let's go to the carnival or whatever it is, and then she gets like whatever. But in Skyward Sword, it's like you spend a lot of time with her. She helps Link, which is new, and then like you meet her dad, which is the first time in like a lot of Zelda games, maybe ever, that you see Zelda's dad, aside from like Wind Waker, but I think that's like her great whatever grandfather. But yeah, it's like you get introduced and it's like, oh, they're best friends. Like everyone always wanted them to not be strangers, like whether they wanted it as like a friendship or an actual relationship, like it's all hinted there. And like you get the story with her father, and her father looks like the typical like a Skyward Sword version of the king or whatever, and looks a little bit like Rauru, and then his name is a play on Gaebora, the owl. And then you have he's always reading books about legends and stuff, and the book that he has in the artwork looks identical to the Book of Medora. And then in Twilight Princess, you have to get the Ancient Sky book, and if you think in Twilight Princess, Ancient would be back in Skyward Sword time, it being called a Sky book would be because it came like from Skyloft. So I like to think the Ancient Sky book was one of the books that Gaebora was always reading. So like just that first scene where he's like, yeah, I'm reading these legendary books or whatever, and then like it brings like almost everything together in the one scene, and it has really great music. So that's what I was going to say, and I thought it was going to be a quick scene, but then having to explain it, yeah. Sorry. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
How's Thanksgiving?
It's not Thanksgiving in Canada.
Did you enjoy the turkey?
It's not in America anymore.
No. So I
That's true.
messaged Holly and said like, oh, happy Thanksgiving and everything, and she was like, she said something like, I'm a veggie, like she she was she was like joking around, but like she was kind of saying it like an insult, but at the same time it was like her joking. But yeah, she's like, I didn't eat turkey, but
I mean, I didn't either, but
do they
No,
have
I still
turkey
love
at Thanksgiving? Like Canadian Thanksgiving?
yes. We just don't have Black Friday.
Good.
Yeah.
Black Friday is meant for home. But
All right.
Black Friday. That. But
Daniel, you go.
favorite moments. Okay, I'm kind of torn between the two of them.
Cool.
So I'm gonna say both. So the first one would be, and
toilet.
ironically, they both take place in like the same area, but The first one is when you first land on the surface, the very first time, and you land in the sealed grounds. The atmosphere when you first land there is amazing. Like the music, the sort of just like emptiness of this area. This is like a really weird, unique area with the big spiral dug into the ground. The music is really good. All you find is this big door that's sealed shut with like a big Sheikah, like magic seal on it. And then as you get closer to the beginning, like the middle of the spiral, there's like the little ceiling stone in there, and it's got like dark magic or whatever kind of poofing out of it a bit. And the music, like there's like this undertone in the music of this very intense, like da 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 da. But it built, like you don't notice it when you first land. As you walk closer to that undertone in the music builds up and gets louder. It's a really fantastic thing with the sound in that
it's
part
like
of the game.
what they did with Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild.
Good. Keep doing that, Nintendo. But it's fantastic. It's the vibe, the feel of that moment is like that makes me want to wipe my memory and play the game again because I want to experience that again. Weirdly enough, my second pick that I was also torn between is in the ceiling ground as well, and it's the last time you go to fight Girahim, and he's like really just pissed off at you and angry, and you have like the horde of bokoblins, and you're so OP at this point because you've upgraded the Master Sword that you're just like basically swatting them aside like flies, and it's that moment where you feel like how much Link has grown and become more powerful by the end of the game, because there's swarms and swarms of enemies, and it's just like they're just nothing to you at that point. And then you have this awesome fight with Girahim, and it is a really great fight. I feel like I'm spoiling everything for Ilya, who hasn't played this game.
I've watched Let's Plays.
Oh, okay, but the fight is it's one of my favorite, and because he expresses such frustration with the fact that he didn't kill you when you were weak, and he let you walk away, and you got this strong, and he's mad about it because that was his mistake, letting you live that long.
And he makes his body turn into diamonds.
Yeah, and also like there's a sense there where like it's that sort of rivalry that you've built throughout the game, and you're finally able to just pummel him into dust.
Yeah.
Like, and after you've been like pervertedly licked in the ear and taunted by him the whole game, and you finally get to just throw him off platforms and do the sword jumping attack where you stab him several times until he dies, and it's also really just a great moment. It's one of those moments where you're like, I'm having dumb fun in this game, and also I feel like great. I feel accomplished. So
yeah.
Those two moments, that's a big tie for me. I can't decide which one's better, but
it's great because with Girahim, during the first fight, he's literally toying with you. Like, he grabs your sword and like laughs or whatever, and then like jumps away.
Yeah, no, that's true too. He like totally he doesn't move quickly. He just, like you say, he basically just toys with you. He's not offensive in any way. Like he doesn't directly attack you all that much because he's totally just playing cat and mouse with you, right? But then in that final boss fight, it's aggressive, it's tense, he's angry, and I'm having fun killing him. So it's
another game that we experienced. George Mask.
What?
I'm sorry. Did you say words?
Say that again.
I said words. Like, isn't it it's very interesting that Girahim and Majora are very similar. They taught you.
Yeah.
That you and tried to kill you.
It's almost like Zant as well. Like, there's a few scenes in the game where like Zant could kill you, but then he just like goes away.
They're childish about it.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Like, what if Majora was? I don't know. I'm just thinking. That's all.
Yeah, and then Majora could kill everyone immediately, but he just gives them 3 days. It's like,
he's like, nah, I'm just gonna taunt you
because he wants to watch them squirm a bit first, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Yep.
All right.
Then I'll go.
Did everyone give their favorite moment?
No.
Oh,
Ilya.
yeah, Ilya. Come on.
Ilya, who has not played this game.
I'm doing this based on story. I mean, there are several sweet moments in the game, but at least right now, I would say my favorite moment is that last encounter with older Impa, and when she fades away. I don't know why, but when I was watching the I forget whose Let's Play it was,
Zelda
but I was
Master.
watching a Let's Play of it for the first time, and I saw that scene, and I'm looking back, and Bruce's face is like totally shocked because he's like protective over this woman, and you look at these 3 kids, and that's what stood out to me. I'm like, these are kids, essentially, and you see that more so in that game. Like,
They're
even
still in
Wind
school.
Waker, I'm like, oh yeah, no, they're children, but whatever. But even younger children, but for some reason in that moment, I for some reason could see how young they were, and I was like, wow. And you have Zelda, who freaking found out she's a goddess, and so that's kind of intimidating, and she's having to deal with all of that. Link, who thought he was going to lose his best friend / possible love interest, and Bruce has an amazing character arc and completely changes who he is, and becomes a way better person. Just that moment right there where you see kids start understanding who they are and their purpose in life and becoming adults, young adults. And of course it's sad that Impa goes away. So that's my favorite moment from someone who's only watched it.
It's funny how our picks are all based like on very different things. Yours is very much just the story, Jesse's and how it connects to other games, Jacob's with sort of like the, I don't know, like the implication that it has for the series going forward, or canonically going forward. And mine's strictly based on like that moment, as me, a player, almost, I don't know. It's just interesting seeing the different, like, where we're drawing our inspiration from differently. I'm just pointing that out. I'm a sap, guys. So...
I've also been doing like a lot of 2 days, like story planning. I get on these hypes where like I come up with a story idea or a character idea, so I just start writing. Like I just began like a chapter of a book, but now I'm stuck because I'm like, I have no story planned. I just thought this was interesting. So I'm going with like that writer perspective of like, oh, story arcs, fulfillment, yay, and theater major. So that's part of it. So.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Ilya Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like, and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.